Massive riots have broke out, and the United States is issuing a level 3 travel advisory for this situation, and things are getting chaotic. Roads are being shut down, airports are being affected, highways are being affected, pipelines are being attacked. All this is happening right now. All right, so let's get into what's happening here. And you can see here just from this picture that things are escalating. All right, you can see people are on the streets and police are in military uniform on the streets battling them. All right, and this is happening right now in Peru. So Peru has closed Machu Picchu indefinitely, and the United States State Department has issued a level 3 travel advisory. Reconsider travel for Peru and exercise increased caution due to civil unrest. All right, we are seeing a breakdown, a deterioration of multiple countries. Brazil is also having this happen right now too, and this is important because Peru is the second largest producer of copper, silver, zinc, and Latin America's largest producer of gold. So, a major mineral producer that could affect international markets, supply chains, and availability, and make this chip crisis even worse. These are critical minerals for chips and high tech devices. So, you can see that the U.S. issued this travel advisory for demonstrations occurring regularly throughout the country, and says demonstrations can cause the shutdown of local roads, trains, and major highways, often without prior notice or estimated reopening timelines. All right, we're seeing this in Peru, Brazil. We're seeing Mexico get hit hard from those organizations in Mexico. All right, they are causing havoc, and people, tens of thousands of people are in Lima, Peru, having these massive protests and riots. And you can see here, people have their fists up to fist fight in this situation, right? I just thought that was kind of peculiar that this is where they are. They're spraying spray paint and they have their fist up, right? This is a very dystopian looking picture, if you ask me, and this is happening right now, current day. You can also see tens of thousands of people are surrounding government buildings in Lima, Peru as well. All right, and they're clashing with police. And how long until stuff like this comes to the United States? How long? We already saw these massive riots in Atlanta. If you didn't see that video, go check that out. There was massive riots in Atlanta just a couple days ago, and they were burning cars, attacking buildings, attacking banks. Now we're seeing massive riots in Peru, and these have been going on for about a month or two now, and a state of emergency has been declared, and their rights have been suspended. Travel has been restricted, right? And you can see here more chaos in the streets. People are lighting fires and destroying buildings left and right. And even a major pipeline was attacked. All right, so the North Peruvian pipeline was attacked. It says act of vandalism against the North Peruvian pipeline puts the lives of nearby population at risk. And here's a picture here. You can see here people protesting, having signs, and this pipeline is all charred up from a fire. Very dangerous. This pipeline could explode if this fire got to the oil or liquid natural gas inside of this pipeline. Could be very dangerous. All right, so just another thing that is happening here could affect the oil supply too coming out of Peru. And once again, second largest producer of copper, silver, zinc, and Latin America's largest producer of gold. All right, we're going to see a massive mineral shortage, bare minimum, from these events going on. And Brazil, Brazil is one of the biggest producers of minerals like silver, and also one of the biggest agricultural producers. So is Peru in the world, producing mass percentages of the cattle and chicken that feeds the world. Here's more pictures here. You can see people are really clashing with police face to face here. All right, and the sea of people goes back as far as I can see in this picture. This is tens of thousands of people occupying the city of Lima, Peru, and this has been going on for months already. We've seen similar stuff like this in the United States where Whole cities are occupied. All right, remember these zones, these autonomous zones that were set up in Seattle, I believe. We've seen stuff like this where anti government organizations could set up and be fighting the government for months on end, right? In certain cities. That's why it's so key to get out of these cities. You don't want to be in the middle of these protests. I mean, I understand that people are protesting. This is, you know, these events are historic, what's going on, but at the same time, you don't want to be in the middle of this. This is a dangerous situation. If you want to survive, if you want to live, you do not want to be near here. You're just asking to get arrested, swept up into a operation, or get hit by a stray bullet, anything along those lines, all right? And that has already happened here dozens of times from these protests and riots. You can see here more people running from tear gas, all right? And it's just chaos here. And this has been going on for months. We could see stuff like this in the US, and we have seen very similar scenes, buildings being burned, all right? Remember Kenosha, all these different towns in the United States in the past few years have been hit with massive riots and fires, and very similar scenes have happened, all right? Even during the day, you can see here tens of thousands of people lined up for miles back there. And lots of people have these slingshots. You can see this guy, he has this homemade slingshot, and they're putting rocks in there and slinging it around because they don't have anything else, all right? And I'm not saying you should be doing anything like that anyways, but that's what they use. That's what they have. That's the best that they have is a slingshot, all right? So very, very just dystopian situation. And Lima, Peru, Machu Picchu, these are nice places. These are tourist destinations. Millions of people visit these places every year. Specifically, Machu Picchu, beautiful ruins of the Inca, and it's a citadel of the Inca, I believe, and we see it shut down, right? Millions of people visit here. This is a beautiful place. This is a thriving economy, and we're seeing all these major countries in South America, Central America being targeted and shut down, having hyperinflation. Argentina's in a very similar situation. Brazil is, Mexico is fighting the criminal organizations there. You can't even talk about it on here, so I don't want to get into all that, what's going on in Mexico. But that's another thing that's happening there, right? Very sad. All these countries are collapsing. And another picture here, you can see just more fires are being spread all over the city of Lima, Peru. All right, so very similar to what we saw in Atlanta, Georgia. Go check out that video if you didn't see it. Mass riots were there too. Banks were being destroyed. People in black vest, black masks and everything running up with hammers, smashing the windows. All right, very suspicious there, what's going on. And we could see stuff like this happen in the United States. We could see these cells activated at any moment, these organized groups, and cause chaos in any big city. And like I said, this led to their rights being suspended. All right, in Lima, Peru, in all of Peru, they're under a state of emergency, and people's rights are suspended. Travel is restricted. There's checkpoints. Essentially, martial law has been declared there, and it's from this chaos. All right, and people do have legitimate gripes as well. All right, a lot of these people are legitimate protesters, but a lot of the chaos is going to lead to a martial law crackdown situation. All right, so get prepared, guys. This stuff's getting more frequent. Get out of the cities because that's where it's going to go down. That's where the battle is. Look at this guy with his hands up, ready to brawl. That's where the brawl is going to be, in the middle of the city. All right, so thank you guys so much. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe, hit the comments, hit the sub, hit all that good stuff, and make sure you hit that membership site for $1 if you want to get all the juicy gravy that I can't post on here. So thank you guys so much, and you have a big old blessed day.